Okay, here comes your actual review game. Welcome to Hollywood Squares, a game of X's and O's. And we gotta give credit where credit's due. This is made by another guy, so he gets the credit. Let's see our panel for today. Alright, so round one, our scoreboard is right here. We are going to go ahead and just start with the center square because that's typically how you would play a tic-tac-toe game. And so a question comes up, Earth temps do not change excessively in a day because of... So you want to consider what your answer would be. Our celebrity says the answer is ozone. So you have to consider, do you agree or disagree? Let's make our first partner X. X, do you agree or disagree? Okay, so hopefully you disagreed because the correct answer to that should have been greenhouse gases. Okay, so X gets that square, we'll pretend. And we'll try to go for the block up here. Name a greenhouse gas. Okay, so consider the ones you might have that are on your paper. Pass gas, little joke for you. You know, methane. Methane would qualify as a greenhouse gas, so hopefully you agreed with that answer. And so O gets the block. I'm going to go straight across here. Okay, gases in the atmosphere that maintain Earth's temperature. This was on the review guide, the study guide that you looked at, so it should have just been in that video, assuming you did that one first, which is the order they are available for you. Okay, he says greenhouse gases. Consider if you agree or disagree, X. And you should agree, because that is the correct answer. So X gets the square here and the block. Gonna go for a block for the O. Global warming is increasing with what coastal storm? Or is increasing what coastal storm? Okay, and he says hurricanes. Consider if you agree or disagree. Hopefully this is going a little faster now. I'm going to start moving a little quicker. Okay, we discussed extensively hurricanes yesterday. They are a coastal storm, and that is correct answer is hurricanes. So O gets the block right here. Okay, X is going to come down here. Why are hurricanes getting more intense? She says global warming is warming the ocean waters. Consider, does that make sense? And in fact, that is a logical answer. You hopefully agreed. So X takes the square. O is going to have to go for the block up here. Our definition of global warming. Very first thing on your study guide. Okay, and he says an increase in Earth's temperatures. Check your study guide, see if you agree or disagree. And you would hopefully agree with that one, which means O gets the block. So we got X going for the block here. Too many greenhouse gases cause. He says another ice age. Brrr. Okay, that really doesn't make sense anyhow. We know that greenhouse gases increasing cause the enhanced greenhouse effect, which means that Earth is getting warmer. So that would be a disagree. But unfortunately, and let's see, X gets the square. So O is going to go for the block here. What are clarifying questions? They help us understand info. They're not just regular questions. Okay, so a lot of people using regular questions, calling them clarifying questions. Is this guy's answer correct? And it is correct. Hopefully you agreed. And that would mean that O gets the block. Last panelist. What long-term impact could deforestation have on Earth? So cutting down trees. What long-term impact could this have on Earth? Okay, increased oxygen in the air. Hopefully you remember from our last unit that in point of fact, trees make oxygen. So cutting down trees will not give an increase in oxygen in the air, but actually give an increase in carbon dioxide in the air. So you should disagree with this answer. And that would mean that X gets that square for the 5 square win. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and just a quick review of what those answers were. Global warming is an increase in Earth's temperature. Long-term impact could deforestation have on Earth? It will increase carbon dioxide. She had a wrong answer. Name a greenhouse gas. Methane is a correct answer. Global warming is increasing what coastal storm? And it is hurricanes. Okay, Earth temps do not change excessively in a day because of. It's not ozone, it's greenhouse gases. Gases in the atmosphere that maintain Earth's temperature, speaking of, those are going to be greenhouse gases. Too many greenhouse gases cause global warming, not another ice age. What are clarifying questions? They do help us understand information and are not just regular questions. And why are hurricanes getting more intense? Because global warming is warming the ocean waters. Think about the examples we looked at yesterday where Hurricane Sandy was only a Category 3, but was much more intense than many of those Category 5 storms. So hurricane will come up on the quiz. Okay, let's go to round 2. Since X started last time, we'll have O start this time, but still at the center square. Earth temps do not change excessively in a day because of... Wait a minute, this is round 1 still. Oh, I know what I did wrong. Okay, we are going to pause that for one moment. Okay, fix the quick error there. We are going to go, of course, circle, starting with our center square. Okay, and he is trying to consider, is this a question that we would use in class, a clarifying question? Why are we looking at graphs? And he says... It is not a clarifying question. Would you agree or disagree? Is that a clarifying question, or is that just a, quote, regular question? Okay, and that is a regular question. It is not a clarifying question. So O gets that square. Okay, taking a different pattern, we'll go for the block here. What is enhanced greenhouse effect? Remember, round 2 is all about clarifying questions and our greenhouse gases. Okay, heat from the sun is trapped by excessive greenhouse gases. Is that, in fact, the enhanced greenhouse effect? Agree or disagree? And that is the enhanced greenhouse effect, so X is going to agree. O is going to jump over to here. Okay, what evidence shows impact of global warming? Okay, and he says that's not a clarifying question because global warming is a hoax. Let's take a look back at the question. What evidence shows the impacts of global warming? That actually fits with our patterns. So he is incorrect. He just wants to convince you it's a hoax. but that is a clarifying question. So that is going to be an O taking that square. X will go for the block. What are two things which cause carbon dioxide to increase? So we're looking at two factors that would actually cause it to increase. This is that wheel drawing that you have on the back of your study guide. Okay, burning fossil fuels and landfills. Would you agree or disagree? Do those increase carbon dioxide? Okay, burning fossil fuels do. Landfills create methane, so that's going to be a disagree. X takes that square. O goes for the block. Okay, what greenhouse gas is caused by fossil fuels used by houses and cars? And he says it's carbon dioxide. Consider, is that the greenhouse gas caused by burning fossil fuels? Agree or disagree? And you should agree that is the correct answer. O gets the block. X for the block. Hey, what is nitrous oxide mostly caused by? And he says chemical factories and fertilizers. Again, check that wheel drawing on the back of your study guide. Consider if you agree or disagree. And you should agree that is a correct answer. X for the block. Okay, O's got kind of a tight spot here, but I'm thinking they will go for the block up here. What greenhouse gas is caused by landfills and livestock? Hopefully you guys remember this one. We talked about what comes from cows. Livestock, of course, is our specific term for cows. Methane. Agree or disagree? Check your wheel if needed. And you should agree, methane is the correct answer. As O gets the block. X goes for the block here. Power plants create power using. Okay, and he says burning fossil fuels. Is that correct? Okay, so some of you might be thinking right now, well, no, not necessarily, because they could use wind power, they could use nuclear power, or they could use solar power, and all of those things are correct. However, a majority of our power plants in the United States still are burning fossil fuels, and our Lake County power plant is just north of here in North Chicago, up in Waukegan, at the end of the Amstutz Expressway, right along Lake Michigan. It is a coal-powered power plant, and it does burn fossil fuels. So you would agree on this answer, even though we are moving towards greener solutions. And that was him. That is X. Okay, and he's saying, I wonder what caused the changes in temperature over time. So clearly we're trying to consider, is this a clarifying question or not? He says that is a clarifying question. Let's take a look back at it real quick. I wonder what caused the changes in temperature over time. That definitely does sound like a clarifying question. You should go ahead and agree with that one. And with that agreement, O gets the 5 square win. Cats games in both cases, but we do get those 5 square wins. Let's review what we covered in the second round. Start back to this guy. I wonder what caused the changes in the temperature over time. That is a clarifying question. What greenhouse gas is caused by landfills and livestock? And she says methane. I know that's many of your favorites. It is methane. What are two things which cause carbon dioxide to increase? Okay, it is burning fossil fuels. It is not landfills. Not landfills. Burning fossil fuels, automobiles, houses, factories, those all cause carbon dioxide to increase. Nitrous oxide is mostly caused by chemical factories and fertilizers. That is a correct answer. Why are we looking at graphs? Is not a clarifying question. The greenhouse gas caused by fossil fuels used by houses and cars is carbon dioxide. That is a correct answer. What evidence shows the impacts of global warming? Okay, and that actually is a clarifying question, and global warming is not a hoax. Power plants create power using burning fossil fuels. That is correct for what we've learned in class. We discussed that there's other options, but that is correct for what we've learned in class. Enhanced greenhouse effect. Heat from the sun is trapped by excessive greenhouse gases, and that is true. Keep in mind that other planets can have an atmosphere. The Earth is not the only planet with an atmosphere. Having an atmosphere is required to have those greenhouse gases get trapped. Consider the example we talked about with Venus. It's primarily methane atmosphere. That's one of the reasons there's an excess of acid rain and an excess of greenhouse gases being trapped on that planet. The questions that come up in this review, and this review PowerPoint is also posted to our YouTube channel. Robert Niewam is your search page for that. The questions that come up in this review are very similar to, if not directly taken off of, the quiz that you'll have in class tomorrow. Please feel free to use this as a review. Definitely use your study guide to review. If you went through the study guide, pause that video, got all the right answers on there, and you've now gone through this and you watched your vlog at the start of class, you're probably very quickly approaching where you should be cleaning up. If I am incorrect and my timing is wrong, please make sure to use your study guides to study for tomorrow's quiz. If you need an excess of extra activity, go ahead and scroll down to the next activity on your page and take a look at the article on Hurricane Harvey. Consider the two claims there, that it does show climate change and that it does not, and go ahead and simply make a claim. And if you have time, try to show some evidence and reasoning that supports that claim. That will be included in your instructions for our digital learning day. Once again, quiz tomorrow, and I will be there answering questions for the quiz. Thanks so much.